another powerhouse, Mr. Newt Gingrich, former House Speaker and Fox News contributor and great friend and mentor. Just on that last point, Newt, I want you to talk about shutdown and the other darn thing you want to talk about. But you know what? Texas is going to open up a stock exchange. Florida is opening up a stock exchange in Miami. And up here, we're about to elect a socialist mayor who's going to raise taxes and regulate and end the cops and so forth and so on. What does that spell to you? I mean, what's going on here?
Look, politicians have a huge capacity for destroying wealth. Argentina was once very wealthy. Then it wasn't. You can go all around history. You'll find moments when the wrong people get in charge. You know, somebody once said that money's a coward. It flees every time it's frightened. Mamdani may further damage a city which has frankly already been declining for 30 years. New York, both because of technology, because of taxes, because of regulations, New York is not today the center of finance that it was, say, 30 years ago. This process is going to continue. He will accelerate it. But it also relates directly back to the shutdown. Remember, the head of the Democratic Party in the Senate, the head of the Democratic Party in the House are both from New York City. Their worldview is the worldview of a city radical enough to elect Mamdani, and I think he's going to win. And I actually have a question. You know, Schumer and Jeffries have tried not to endorse Mamdani, but my question for them is, when they voted in the primary, and they both did, who did they vote for? What is going on here? But they presently are going to finish showing that the Democratic Party cares more about politics than about the country, and they're going to show in New York that the Democratic Party is prepared to go for a big government socialist with weird values, and that is going to ultimately, in 26, come home with a vengeance all across the country.
Well, I can't think of anything better for economic growth than deregulation, lower tax rates, and lower spending. And I think that Schumer, they have made a massive mistake here. Donald Trump and Russell Vought have completely outfoxed Chuck Schumer and all the lefties behind him, AOC, Bernie Sanders, you name it. It's not personal to any of them. I don't really hardly know them. I'm just saying they've made a they've been outfoxed. They've made a monumental mistake because, as we were talking with Ted Cruz a few moments ago, Russ Vought is just the guy. He knows the score, and he will take this opportunity to get budget cuts and lower federal employees and RIFs and so forth. It is part of the executive branch. They have the authority to do it, Newt. And that's what makes this shutdown different than other shutdowns.
Well, remember, they understand what Democrat Rahm Emanuel said when he said, you know, you should never waste a crisis. Well, they're not going to waste this crisis. Russ has been thinking about this all through the 4 years in the wilderness. We worked with him at America First Policy Institute. He's brilliant. He understands exactly what he's doing. And this is one of those moments where their radical base will not allow them to be rational. They will punish them if they're rational. They want to see a magic moment of self-sacrifice. And so they want their leaders to stand there, even if it cripples the Democratic Party. They feel better fighting. And I think that if Schumer and Jeffries had tried to cave early, that they would have been thrown out, because the base out there wants a fight. They don't care if they win or not. They just have to emotionally be involved in fighting Donald Trump. And the result's going to be the country's watching. The country is against closing the government. The country is against raising spending. So the Democrats adopted a 2-no strategy. They want to close the government in order to get more spending. That's a double negative. It's not easy to design a strategy where you're wrong on both sides.
And I think Speaker Mike Johnson gets a lot of credit here. He passed his so-called clean resolution, and that gave him the moral high ground in this battle. That gave him, he handed it over to John Thune, Republican leader in the Senate. That gave them the high ground. That absolutely took it off the table. Speaker's going to be on this show tomorrow, but he deserves a lot of credit for getting that done, seems to me.
Well, look, they have a real strategy. They've been following it carefully. I think that Speaker Johnson is exactly the right personality. He's calm. He's pleasant. He sticks to the facts. He's been doing a great job. And frankly, Majority Leader John Thune has been saying exactly the right things, doing it with the tone here is important. The calm, reasonable people are the Republican leaders in the Congress. The hysterical and profoundly dishonest people are the Democratic leaders in the Congress. That is a perfect emotional choice to set for the American people.
All right, great stuff. Newt Gingrich, as always, sir, thank you ever so much for your wisdom. We appreciate it.
Good.
See you soon.